So, hello students. The today's live class that I have taken in, and because of the low network, there was a lot of blurriness in that. Nothing was clear. Even voice was also not coming clear. So that I am making a video and then I will upload that. I will upload it and you can watch and clear your doubts here. So here I was talking about friction. So in friction we have studied, we have taken the concept of the friction, what is friction, what are the types of friction, and the explanation of the types of friction. So all these things we have finished, and then after today what we have to do, we have to understand the advantages of friction, disadvantages of friction, increasing of friction and decreasing of friction. So let's begin with the advantages of friction. So first of all, advantages of friction. So what are the advantages? Friction help us to move properly, friction help us to write properly. If we have to move, if we have to write, suppose that I am writing on the board, if there is no friction, then pen will not work, this marker will not work here, and if it will not work here, then there will be nothing written, and if nothing is written, that means that is of no use. So friction help us to do a lot of things. Friction help us to stop any vehicle, friction help us to walk properly. Suppose that if we are walking and the surface is too clean, too smooth, and we are walking on it, and if friction is not there, then we will slip and fall. So that's why friction is important. Many times you might have seen that if you are walking on a tiles, अगर टाइल्स में घूम रहे हो तो क्या होता है कि बिकॉज ऑफ वाटर अगर थोड़ा सा भी पानी तो उसमें स्लिप होता है, इट हैपेंस. So that is because of less friction. वहाँ पे friction क्या है, कम है. And if you are walking on a gravels, on sand, then there is very less chance of being slip. क्यों? क्योंकि वहाँ पे friction ज़्यादा, there is more friction. So what are the advantages? First of all, we can walk properly. लिखना है, we can write properly. Brakes, cycle चलाते हो. So when you are driving a cycle, when you are riding a cycle, so there is a wheel. ये wheel है उसका. If you have to stop it, so what you will do? You will apply brake. So when the brakes are applied, actually there is a rubber here, and that rubber works friction. That rubber works against this wheel. So when it is working against this wheel, then it make it stop. And because of being stopped, because of being production of the friction, the wheel stop, the cycle stop. So these are the advantages how friction can help us. Now, as I told you for that every coin is having two sides. I'm repeating that, I know, but I've already told you that the coin is having two sides, heads and tails. So like as everyone is having, everything is having two sides, positive and negative. So here we have done the positiveness of the friction. The next thing is negativity, that is disadvantages. So after the advantages, what we have to understand? Disadvantages of the friction. Disadvantages. So in disadvantages, what we can say, like as I have told you that if you have to walk on a sand, if you have to ride a bicycle in sand, so what you will have to do? Can you walk properly? Can you ride properly as you are walking on road? Actually, no. If you are riding a bicycle on a road, it will go smoothly. But if you are riding a bicycle in the sandy areas, in sand, then you will have to apply more force. You'll have to apply more pressure to the pedal. So what we can say, the first disadvantage of friction is we have to exert more force to overcome the friction. First point. Second point, there would be tear and wear. What is tear and wear? So if you are wearing shoes पहनते हो ना, उसमें नीचे पीछे क्या होती है, ग्रिप बनी होती है. There is grip, डिजाइन बनी होती है. So that grip is helping to create more friction, or because of that it causes the rupturing of that grip. टायर्स होते हैं, टायर्स में ग्रूव्स होते हैं. What we are doing, हम लोग बड़ी तेजी से बाइक चला के आते हैं, साइकिल चला के अचानक से ब्रेक लगाते हैं, करते हैं ना, बहुत सारे बच्चे स्टंट दिखाने में करते हैं. So what they are doing, when they are applying brake, so their cycle, their bike skids. क्या होता है, थोड़ी सी स्किड होती है, स्लिप करती है, और जब वो स्लिप करती है तो जितने में स्लिप करती है वहां पे एक ब्लैक मार्क बनाता है. Why it is making black mark? Actually, when we had applied the brakes all of a sudden, then it is creating friction. It is creating more friction, and because of that more friction is created, it causes the tires to skid. So that is also the problem. That will cause the rupturing of the tires. That will also cause the rupturing of the soles of the shoes. So these are the disadvantages of the friction. Third disadvantage, what we can take? Third disadvantage is like like a machinery. In machinery, many parts are working opposite to each other. So when they are working opposite to each other, there is friction created, and because of the friction, there is a heat generated, and because of that heat, these parts can be not working properly. So this can make issue for the working of the machine. So this is the disadvantages of the friction. So like that, many advantages and many disadvantages of the friction are there. You can see your book and you can read it. Okay, these are very written in very simple language. Now the second that we have to understand, that we have to mainly focus on, that is the increasing of friction. How the friction can be increased. Increasing of friction. So what are the things, what are the factors that you can take, that you can apply so that the friction will be increased? Those are: the first most important, surface should be should be rough. If the surface is smooth, there will be less friction. If surface is rough, there will be more friction. So what we can do? Make the surface rough. So if rough surface is there, there will be more friction. Second thing, grooves of tires, should be more. Grooves of shoes, grooves of soles of shoes should be more. So in this way, when you are using this, when there are a lot of grooves, क्या होता है कि अगर शूज में नीचे डिजाइन ज्यादा है तो क्या होता है, वो स्लिप बहुत कम करते हैं. When we are walking in the clay, हम बारिश में जब कीचड़ में घूमते हैं तो क्या करते हैं, our flat feet is like that. So to remove the slipperiness, what we do, we put our fingers like this so that it will create some groove and we will not slip. So these are the things that how we can increase the friction. One more point is there, if you like, that is, put some sand or gravel. Like that, I told you as an example that when cricketers are playing, so the baller that have to ball, so what he have to do? Actually, he is running very fast, and all of a sudden he have to stop and throw the ball. So when it has rained on the ground, and because of that, when the baller stops at his releasing point of ball, then he slips, and because of the slipping, because of the less friction, he slips. So what they do, they apply some sawdust there or they apply some sand there so that they will not slip. So these are the some problems, sorry, not problems, these are the some factors that are responsible for increasing the friction. After that, what we have to understand, that the last topic of our chapter, that is reducing the friction. That is reduction of the friction. So let me erase it, then I will. Reducing the friction. So first of all, what we can do, सबसे पहले make the surface smooth. Make the surface smooth. So if the surface is smooth, then there will be less friction. Second thing, कई बार होता है कि you are riding a bicycle, तुम अपनी साइकिल चलाते हो और जब ज्यादा भारी लगने लगती है, so what you do, you apply grease or oil in that chain, that lubricant oil. So what happens when you are applying grease or lubricant oil in the chain, it causes less friction, so your cycle begins to move easily. So what will that? Apply lubricants or grease. Okay, the planes that are moving on a high altitude, they are also having a fear of friction. So what they are having, their body is made streamlined. So because of being streamlined, the friction is less, and if the friction is less, the planes can fly easily, birds can fly easily because of their streamlined body. So what we can say, streamlined structure, streamlined structure. This can help for reducing the friction, and many more points are there that you can use, that you can apply in your daily life, day-to-day life, so that there will be less friction or there will be more friction. So I am leaving the remaining points on you to read, study and understand, and if you are having doubt, do the comment below the video and I will clear your doubt related to that. Thank you.